Commercial Construction Coffee Talk fans. Welcome to our episode this evening. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Hopefully we had a great weekend, shooting off fireworks, drinking beer, families and friends. Hopefully everybody's got their fingers left. And if you shot off any of those illegal fireworks, good for you. It's independence, it's freedom. And all that craziness going off the world, get rid of it. Let's have a good weekend and start the week off on a positive note. That's all I've got to say on that. David Corson, I'm your host of Commercial Construction Coffee Talk. Thanks for chiming into our podcast. I'm also the publisher and editor of Commercial Construction and Renovation Magazine. If you're not on our subscriber list, get on there. We'd love to have you. Have a really awesome show tonight with a gentleman that I've known forever. We're both 26, so that's okay. He actually graced our cover when he was with BCBG back in 2009. So we're giving our ages away. He looks pretty much the same, but we were excited and ecstatic to have him on the magazine and the board. He's come to a bunch of our events. He's been a good ally in the industry. His name is Mr. Chris Love, and he's a construction professional, and he's going to tell us his story tonight. And with that, say hi, Chris, to our fans out there.
Well, good evening, everybody, or good morning, wherever you may be.
Yeah, and Chris, you're out in California, correct?
Yes, you can still see the sun behind me. It's around 5:45.
Yeah, the rain here today, but the sun's still out here, so the sun's still up. It goes about 9 o'clock here now in Atlanta. But thanks for finding the time so we can have a talk. You've done all sorts of things in commercial construction. You've been on the brand side, the vendor side. You've seen a lot over the years. And just with that, let's just dive in right in. Tell us your story. How where you grew up, where you went to school, how you got into retail, just construction in general, and we'll go from there. The floor is yours.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for having me, Dave, and I hope I don't bore everybody too much with my story. But I've been in the business nearly 35 years, though we are both 26, to be honest with you. And I was born and raised in Astoria, Queens. I went to college in Brooklyn. I started as a fine arts major initially. Both my grandparents were professional illustrators, so that was my thought, to be a professional painter. My dad's an architect, and over a couple of beers one night at a bar called Rusty Staub's on the Upper East Side, I don't know if you remember.
Oh, Rusty Staub's in New York. Come on.
He said to me, hey, listen, you have a good sense of awareness about business. You have a good mathematical mind at seeing things and seeing proportions. He says, maybe you should do the painting and sculpting on the weekend and go into my business and make some money for yourself. And I transferred to a smaller drafting school, Institute of Design and Construction in Brooklyn, and I transferred over to Pratt. So my education's in architecture. I started working for a company back in the mid-'80s called Walker Group C&I. At the time, we were the largest retail design firm in the world. I was working on projects from Harrods of London to Saxworth Avenue to Bloomingdale's, Burdines, and it was fantastic. We used to work on, this is before the computer existed, and we used to work on these large format sheets. They were 54 by 36, and they were on Mylar paper with a big pin bar. So you saw all the sheets together. So I started, drafting stores, and I've always been in the store business. But I did about 10 years working with my dad too. We were CLDA out of Miami, and at one time we were the 16th largest retail design firm by Design Retail Magazine. I did a stint with a general contractor after 9/11. And I helped them do some business development because it was a tough time to work with brands after that. I had a stint with Robin Kramer as a fabulous design outfit out of New York, and we were the in-house store planning construction division for Donna Karan. So we built a ton of Donna Karan and DKY stores worldwide. I was personally involved with the Madison Avenue double-wide stint with a company called Calvin Klein, where I was director of store planning and construction. We built stores all over the world. Calvin Klein jean stores and Calvin Klein flagships as well. I spent the last 13 or 14 years with a women's fashion house called BCBG. I was vice president of architecture, construction, and procurement, and we built stores all over the world. And the last 3 years and a half, I was with JLL, and I was vice president of retail multi-site business development for restaurants and retail, which unfortunately is going through a very difficult time right now. And so it's been about 7 weeks since I'm part of the 45+ million of unemployed. And fortunately, I'm in a situation in my life where I said, the craziness is happening in the industry right now. A lot of confusion, open, don't open, duct tape, plastic, social distancing. What's really happening? Close a store by the hundreds, and it's terrible for our industry. Some of these businesses may never recover. And what is going to happen next? What's our engagement going to be with customers going forward? How is this going to feel like it was before, and get that sensation of shopping and then the impulse of buying something, the gratification of that? What's that going to be like? Or hunting for those fabulous sales. What's that going to be like? Or online at the local McDonald's, or going to the drive-thru. I mean, these things are going to change dramatically forever. So I thought about my position, and I said, after close to 35 years in the industry, I want to give back, but how do I do this now? How do I be engaged and be involved? And I thought about maybe taking a break a bit and reflecting on my life and what's going on. I had major back surgery about 1.5 years ago. I'm really focusing on my health and keeping myself physically fit. My wife has me on what they call a no chubby hubby diet. So I eat a lot of cardboard and kale to keep myself together. And over that first weekend of being unemployed, I thought about a lot of colleagues and friends that are, unfortunately, they've been let go as well. And they have families to feed, and they're in a different situation than I am. And within 48 hours, I said, I got to band some of these people together. And I think that we can create a company, which we did. It's called Project Management Consortium. And it's comprised of fabulous and fantastic project executive, project managers, design architects, design managers. And we basically pull together and we work as a team nationally. We're located all over the country, and we want to help clients through the situation. We want to focus on decommissions, social distancing refurbishments, relocations, new builds if it's available, minor renovations, however you guys, ADA surveys, however things are going to come out and plan to be for the future, we want to be there for you. Also, an interesting thing that we're doing is we're re-engineering the corporate structure. By saying that, we're going to reduce a traditional fee by 1/4 or 1/3. This way, we give that savings back to the client. By doing that, we'll become a partner with them because they're going through some tough times as well. A lot of these brands let their entire staff go, or they have a few strong people that are there. We can augment their scenario by being their in-house team, so to speak, and we can ebb and flow as they need be, however it may work for them best. And hopefully, we'll develop a wonderful partnership while this is happening, and then when things change next year or so, then we're the team that they want to look forward to, because we've been in the trenches with them.
We spoke before, obviously, when we scheduled this, and the people that you've put together as your team across the country, some of them have 20, 30 years experience. It's not like, so this is like the A team,
Sure.
Like the old TV show with Mr. T and, you put together a really good group of people that have a lot of experience in that offer different assets to a company where you can go in, and depending on where they're located all over the country. So,
right. So not a lot of flying involved, so we can kind of avoid some of those things that are happening. Also keep the cost down for clients, for expenditures and so on and so forth. So that helps the scenario as well. So we provide design management services. So if you have an architectural firm that you work with and you want us to manage that process going through, fantastic. If you're not working with that company presently and you're looking for architectural and design management services, fabulous, we're here to help you. If in fact you just want project management services, you want to do a rollout, 20 stores, 30 stores, 2 stores, 200 million stores, we're there to help you, however it may be.
Yeah, sure.
But the other interesting thing that we're doing, David, is that the majority of the fee is going to go to the people working on the project. This way they can help and feed their families. So by us reducing our fee, we're helping the clients. By the majority of the fee going to the people working on the project, they're getting immediate relief right off the bat as well too. So that's our re-engineering of corporate structure. So I think that in itself is a good story, and how we've banded together through this world epidemic and become, a team of one, of fantastic, either Stanley Cup, World Series, NBA champ, however you want to look at it. This is the Jordan team of 98, however you want to look at it. These are the best of the best of the best, and they're just dying to get back into the game.
I had one of my other previous podcasts. He said that, construction is like a finger, but the front part of it is really just a really, really tiny part. Once the store is built, then you get in operations, logistics, merchandising, and all the other things. But the construction part is really just a small part. And a lot of these brands are going to look towards PM firms because they don't want to take on, they don't know how many people they're going to bring back, that there's so much uncertainty that it's better to outsource it than bring it inside. And then if things don't go well, you have to lay off people again or furlough it. And this way it's a nice, it was a really good metaphor, the way that my previous guest had put it out there. And I just thought it was a really unique way to think about, construction, because when construction stops, the first people that get furloughed or laid off are the construction guys. You can't imagine how many people through March till the end of March, when Tom Hanks got the bug, everything got closed down, the shows, everything. And so many people, I'm a publisher, so, all these people are on my mailing list. And one by one, hey, I was furloughed, or I was laid off. I'm not sure if I'm going to come back. I'd like to get the magazine at my house. And I got all these emails, and it was just amazing of the snowball rolling down the hill when everything started to, just go down, down. And so many people, and they're not going to bring everybody back. And I mean, I hate to say it like that, but they're not. They're gonna get rid of some of the dead weight, and there is some of it out there. And they're gonna run lean and mean, and they definitely will outsource things. And they still have to get their stores ready for Christmas. And retailers,
any kind of business growth they can get.
Exactly.
And you're exactly right. I mean, we had a similar scenario with not the deadly outcome in the 2008-2009 transition from when we had the banking fiasco. Then we knew it was a bunch of people, stealing money from little old ladies in Kansas City. But now it's a deadly virus. So no one really knows a time frame of when that's going to stop and start. But retailers do have a bottom line. They have to get back to work. And unfortunately, they don't have a staff. So this is where we could jump in and jump out quickly. And that you have amazing people. And also another small little thing is that the people that we have on our team are very knowledgeable people. And unfortunately, when clients want to outsource, they're getting the best of the best. So they don't lose a lot of time on explaining a whole process. Everyone here knows the process from A to Z, because they've either been a client, or they've been a vendor, or they've actually, in fact, been part of the brand. Mm-hmm. So they know how the whole process works. They know your inner structure, they know how things work, not the details of what you all have specifically, but on the overall scale of that. So there's no downtime. People can jump right in very quickly. They're eager. They want to work. They want to support their families. And they want to help you turn things around.
The big difference between 2008 and this shutdown is that restaurants were still open. A lot of people, were losing money, and companies were losing money, and the banks, but still people were still traveling. Business was still kind of going on. And with this one, everything just kind of shut down. And that's what the most bizarre thing is being. I mean, I work out of my house, so I was used to hunkering down, but a lot of people weren't. So in the first couple of weeks, I didn't even know, trying to get someone to answer an email or whatever. They're on Netflix, they're hanging out. Or if you were furloughed, would you do work? Probably not. I wouldn't. And but it was a different concept. The same thing with 9/11. The country became patriotic, and it was devastating what happened down there. Down on Wall Street and at the World Trade Center, but still restaurants and everything was open. Sure, the airplane stopped, flight stopped for, a week or so, but the country, this really was like, I always say, it's like getting hit with a 2x4 with rusty nails. You're knocked out for a couple of months, and then you wake up, and then you're like, okay, now you got to figure out how you're going to get things done. And everything's going to be different, because if you're a restaurateur, there's so many different things you have to deal with versus a retailer.
That's totally different engagement. Yeah. And now you have food prep, which is something you ingest. So even to think about the safety of the products, of the people handling the food, what they're doing, and when you're in the environment, how you're interacting with others. I mean, food is a very social thing. I'm a big foodie. My wife is an amazing cook. And we love hosting dinner parties where we have great food and great wine and all that kind of fun stuff. We've been struggling here.
Right.
We've been having great food and wine in our own house, but my
Sure.
dogs are really appreciating it.
Yeah. No.
Going forward, we usually have 10, 20 people at the house a couple times a week, and I have clients all the time over at the house. And
No, I had my birthday last week, so I went out and had I like this place Bobby's for burgers. I'm like, come on, we'll go get some Bobby's. Anyway, they had a little a little buffet area where you get your dress, your toppings for your burger and so forth. And I was shocked that they had that up there because a lot of the buffets, I'm not going to mention any names, but all those kind of buffet brands, they might not be around. Some of them already have closed. And I always tell people, I go, retail, restaurants, they're all going to look, in 5 years from now, you won't even recognize it because they're all going to have to adapt until they find a vaccine and we get back to our normalcy, which it might not ever come back the way it is. It's going to look like a completely different landscape. People have learned how, hey, I can work out of my house. I'm more productive. I don't have to burn gas, sit in rush hour traffic. I can use technology to my advance. I'm a million miler. Do I want to get back on a plane? No. I mean, traveling stinks.
Myself traveling anytime soon either.
Yeah, no. Listen, I know you got many more miles than I do, but people are like, oh yeah, traveling stinks. You guys. And now Delta down in Atlanta, you got to go down there 4 hours in advance. Do I want to do that? I mean, so I'm an event guy. I've had to do the same thing. All my events have been frozen. I'm going digital. I'm going to have to go the virtual route. Same thing with the magazine. I had to turn it on. Just thank God that I had a digital magazine for the last 10 or 12 years. So I was ahead of the curve than a lot of other people. We just had to make a decision on, okay, do I want to wait 2 months to put another issue out, or we'll just go monthly? So we turn it around, and now, oh my God, I used to like having that break every other month, 6 issues a year. You do a monthly, you close one, boom, 2 weeks later, you got to go through it again. It's like, now I know why I liked it that way. But now it's after it's all said and done, we just sent out. We sent out links. I sent out to 100,000 exposures. People that I have my own email list, LinkedIn, social media. I've hooked up with a couple other of allies. Now we send the magazine out. I send it out to 100,000 people, and I'm still hooking up with a few more other people. Maybe next might be close to 150,000, maybe 200,000 people. Where before I was only sending out 5,000 copies and 30,000 people would get the link. So in my eyes, I'm like, yeah, I've done the same thing. I've kind of had to reinvent myself overnight, but you have to act quick because you don't have time. And now that things are starting to get open, Christmas, Thanksgiving is going to be here before you know it. And in retail, I mean, my parents were jewelers. They know that they made all their money between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So you got to get the stores open. And you got to find the right people to get it done, and they're going to run lean and mean. It's the reality of it. So what you're doing, number one, I salute you for, not just kind of hanging out and doing your thing. You decided to start your own company. Nothing like working for yourself. Welcome to entrepreneurship, and you've corralled some really cool, people. You have a nice full stable of assets that you can actually use to help some of these brands out there that are going to definitely need help. And it's got to be exciting. I can't wait to see it, but you blossom. You're what, a week old, week and a half?
We're a few weeks old because it takes a bit of time. But we're launching our website either later this week or next week. And then obviously I'll be maybe in your magazine, full page ads next week. And then,
we like to hear that. Yeah. We like to hear that.
I mean, a couple of good things to remember is that, probably back when you were in high school, when the bubonic plague was happening in the 1300s, a third of the world died. But from that rose the Renaissance, Michelangelo, Da Vinci. I think the same kind of thing is going to happen now. It's just engagement through humanity is just going to be a different aspect of that. I think the smart people can come up with amazing ideas and change businesses. I think it's an exciting time to think about it. And I think, unfortunately, we were all saturated. I think those buildings are going to have to be repurposed to do something else. It was on the decline already. Now it's just going to happen a little quicker. But maybe there's other ways to use these buildings, to do different things socially to people, to benefit other things, So it's just a matter of that. And there's going to be a lot of great leadership coming through this too. The tech world is really flying off right now with all the things that they were kind of trying to get into the market about interactivity through different things with technology in stores. Now it's booming. It's really
some of the big boxes, I'm not going to mention any names, but they were going to close down stores anyway. This was just a catalyst for them to get rid of them. The commercial real estate market, I think that, that they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with some empty space, because some people are going to cut their leases. They're going to,
like you mentioned earlier, people are now actually thriving from home. And it's not for everybody on the onset, but now it had to be. I mean, my wife works for a company, and she's a director, and she has the whole teams to manage, and she's working 12, 14 hours a day. You know, she's doing all these Zoom and Google meetings, and their profits are up. They're rocking it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're thinking about how going forward. And you think about other businesses in real estate. You know, if I had 10,000 square feet, I could probably do it all in 5. If I had 200,000 square feet, I know I could do it in 50. So there's going to be a lot of that going around. So, I mean, we're here to help companies, is basically what it comes down to. And we have the best of the best talent to really be there and to help you through this time of need. We're going to do it at a low cost and a tremendous value. And it's going to be 100% guaranteed. If you're not happy, don't pay.
See, I know you're going to succeed because in your bio, you didn't tell people that you were a boxer too, right?
Yeah, I studied.
You're a fighter. Come on.
Years, yeah.
Yeah, you're a fighter. So, you know, you can take a punch. You know, the pandemic came in here. Corona, the man, you know, was duking it out with you, you know, probably put you down. But you got up, you know, took the sniff and said, okay, man, I'm ready for battle. Am I right?
Exactly right. That's what you have to do. That's what Americans do.
Yeah, yeah. You get down. I always say that, you know, in my last column, I said, hey, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Never quit. And, you know, no matter which way you get it done, just get it done. You know, it's a W. It doesn't matter if it's ugly or pretty. It's still a W. So
I would tell you though, so twice a week I'm having Zoom calls with my teams, and everybody is ridiculously excited. And we just keep talking about all these wonderful strategies and things we can do and how we can provide services. So it's been a lot of honing down information, getting things together, putting in our client list and what we're doing. And I've been speaking to a lot of retailers, and there's a tremendous interest. And so if there are people out there that want to be a part of this thing, you know, if you have a job already or you're furloughed, or you might need something for a weekend or whatever, if we have something in your area, fantastic. You know, it ebbs and flows. It doesn't necessarily have to be one or the other. So, and if you're vendors and you're working and you're looking for client opportunities, and if we can introduce you, that's another way too. I think the word consortium really helps pull together businesses and to everyone work in a synergy that can go forward and to help retailers out. That's really what it comes down to. And if we can have a laugh doing it, that'd be fantastic as well.
Hey, if you're not having fun, go do something else. That doesn't matter what you're doing. You know, it is what it is. You got to have.
I am a jokester at heart, so.
We know that. That's. So if you wanted to leave our fans out there in commercial construction coffee talk land, if there was one word or one thought that you would like to leave them with, what would it be?
Well, we strive ourselves to work via a moral compass. So we're good people. We're trying to do the right thing in this tough environment. So, and we have a lot of integrity, and we just want to be there to help. That's all
you can do. You know, I mean, aim to please and be there and get her done. I mean,
for sure.
I'm right there with you. Chris, if any of our podcast listeners out there would like to get in touch with you, how would they reach you?
Myself, 347-392-1188, or my email address is pmconsortium.com. That's pmconsortium.com.
And your website will be up here in about a week or so. And
yeah, it should be up by the end of the week or the beginning of next week. And look for our worldwide blasts. And that we're hoping to partner up with some fantastic brands and helping them through their next strategy in their business, and hopefully create a great legacy.
Well, you know, look, retail, restaurant, hospitality, it's a very, very small niche. Everybody knows each other. So I have no doubt in my mind that you will succeed in this. And just if you're a brand out there and you want to get it done right the first time, my advice, let Chris do it, let him prove his worth and then some. And once you get one project done, I'm sure that you'll have others that will fall right down the road. Remember Walmart, they had to start with one store. Same thing with you. You know, your first project, boom, and then it will go from there. For those of you who want to get in touch with me, you can reach me at David C, like Cat, David C at CCR-mag.com. David C at CCR-mag.com. If you're not a subscriber, up on my magazine at CCR-mag.com, up on the toolbar, there's a subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. We'll get you added to the mailing list. We're now monthly. And if you have any cool stories or projects or anything like that, we're always looking for stuff. I got plenty of places on social media, our website. If it's really cool, it'll end up in the magazine. We'd love to hear from you. So with that, Mr. Love, it's been a pleasure seeing you out in Cali, 3 hours behind me. It's now here actually almost dark, but you still got sunlight out there. And we wish you luck in your new adventure. I'm sure it'll be exciting. Never a dull moment in retail or just in construction in general. For those of you out there in commercial construction coffee talk land, remember, wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Stay positive. Stay cool. We know it's hot out there this summer. And we look forward to seeing you on a future episode. So with that said, Chris, say goodnight from California.
Good night from California. And David, thank you for your time and your hospitality. This has been fun.
Oh, no, anytime. Hey, look at that, huh? Look at that mug. Still looking the same. Unbelievable. Anyway, thanks, Chris. We really appreciate it. We're wishing you luck. We're keeping the faith for you. I'm sending positive wavelengths your way. All of you out in commercial construction coffee talk land, thanks for chiming in. We'll see you next time. Have a positive rest of the week. Once again, great summer. Stay positive, and we'll see you soon. All right? See you, Chris.
Stay healthy, everyone. See you later, David. Thanks, and have a nice evening.
Signing off. Hold on.